Chapter 8 Principle Number 2 100% Chance of Sunshine. Wherever you go, no matter what the weather, always bring your own sunshine. Anthony J. D'Angelo. 100% Chance of Sunshine. Concept: conduct yourself in a way that makes everyone glad to meet you. What's in a name? Isn't it odd how weather forecasts always seem so negative? There is a 20% chance of rain tonight and a 40% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. That sounds so gloomy and pessimistic. It seems to me that instead of 20% chance of rain, it would sound more upbeat to say 80% chance of sunshine. The second principle, 100% chance of sunshine, owes its name to this positive rather than negative outlook. Description: some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. Oscar Wilde. What exactly is sunshine referring to, and how can you go about creating it? In this context, sunshine refers to a genuinely upbeat attitude. When you leave after meeting someone, that person should feel great about your visit or encounter. The world we live in constantly bombards us with negativity. Be positive in a genuine way, and you will stand out like an oasis in the desert. You may represent the only pleasant interaction the prospect has had all day. Suppose he works in a negative environment. His coworkers are always complaining, his supervisor is a jerk, he is working more hours than ever before, and his company has frozen wages for a year and a half. Now suppose that you meet the prospect at random in line at a restaurant. You are enthusiastic about life, you find some small way to compliment him, and you show a genuine, albeit brief, interest in him. Do you suppose that he will remember your conversation? Do you think he might be open to looking at your opportunity? You had better believe it, he might even assume that your upbeat attitude is a direct result of the opportunity you are offering, and he's probably right. Of course, he wants to know more. It's the right thing to do. Ideally, you will incorporate this principle into the very fabric of your life. Make it part of your SOP, your standard operating procedure. Anytime you interact with a person, drop a little sunshine into his life. You may not even intend to prospect that specific person, whether or not you intend to prospect the person is irrelevant. Shine on them anyway. Being positive does not mean that you go over the top and act happy to the point of being obnoxious. All you have to do is be the type of person that you would want to be around. Practice 100% chance of sunshine because it's the right thing to do, not because you have an agenda. It makes your job easier. You may be thinking, that's all well and good for some people, but what you're suggesting just isn't my style. If so, ask yourself this: do I really want to build a large team? If you do, then keep in mind that the sixth law of prospecting is non-negotiable. Sixth law of prospecting: positive attracts, negative repels. Weather forecast for tonight: tonight, the weather will be dark. Continued dark overnight, with widely scattered light by morning. George Carlin. If you don't consider yourself a positive person, know this: you can change. Back to personal development as mentioned in Magic of Conditioning. Becoming the type of person that continually shines on others will make you naturally attractive to others. The more attractive you are to others, the easier it will be to prospect for your business. 100% chance of sunshine is the right thing to do, and it's working smart. How many reasons do you need? Go send out some light. With respect to manners. Manners are one of the greatest engines of influence ever given to man. Richard Whately. Treat all of your acquaintances with respect. Something as trivial as displaying good manners like, "Yes, sir." "No, ma'am." "Please." "No, thank you." These are excellent ways to demonstrate respect. This idea isn't exactly rocket science, but it is a great way to get the conversation off the launch pad. Sometimes the simplest measures can make a significant impact. Show the same respect to all people regardless of age, culture, or occupation. The less respect Jack gets from others, the more he will appreciate the respect he receives from you. Use humor. The best humor combines professional, friendly, and funny. Jeffrey Gitomer. Humor is a great way to brighten a person's day, in the words of one of my mentors. If you can make them laugh, you can make them buy, and make no mistake, prospecting does involve selling. In this principle, you are selling the fact that talking to you is a positive experience and, more importantly, one worth repeating. Humor is not something easily taught. In some ways, it is easier to explain what to avoid. For some people, humor comes naturally. For others, being humorous is simply not in the genes. The use of humor is optional, so don't force it. No humor at all is always better than poorly executed humor. Avoid jokes. Do not tell jokes. You have no idea what sensitivities the prospect may have, e.g., political, occupational. Don't run the risk of offending him. Besides, your idea of funny may be completely different from the prospect's idea of funny. Another reason to avoid jokes is that the joke you are thinking of may take too long to tell. The final reason to avoid jokes is that you might just stink at telling jokes. Avoid sarcasm. Sarcasm is a negative form of humor. Usually, someone is on the receiving end of sarcasm. The object of this principle is to build up, not tear down. Don't use destructive humor. Humor that works. Here are some guidelines for effective humor in prospecting. 1. Keep it light. Belly laughs are not the goal. 2. Aim the humor at the conversation or situation, never at the prospect. 3. Poke some fun at yourself. 4. You make unexpected responses or off-the-wall observations. Example. It's morning and you're at a coffee shop. The person at the register rings up your order and tells you the total is $2.89. Look at him with an expression of total surprise and say, "That's strange. It only cost $2.88 yesterday." Keep the serious look on your face long enough for him to realize he has absolutely no explanation. Then grin ever so slightly. This is an example of a humor grenade. The blast can hit several people in the vicinity. In fact, you might be speaking to the person behind the counter, but if you hear the sharp-looking executive behind you chuckle, you may decide to prospect him, too. Be complimentary. If your mom told you once, she told you 1,000 times. If you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Well, 100% chance of. Sunshine takes this idea one step further. This principle calls for you to go out of your way and look for nice things to say. Nothing will brighten a person's day like a compliment. Nothing flags you as a phony faster than fawning or flattery. Be sincere and genuine. Being complimentary is a skill that you can develop. It is simply a matter of practice. There are 3 types of compliments. 1. Direct compliments. A direct compliment is one where you use words to say something nice about the prospect. Be a people. K. Towns. Examples. This restaurant always seems to run so smoothly. You must be an awesome manager. B. You seem so underutilized in this job. What's your degree in? Notice that both examples involve making an assumption. We assumed that the prospect is the manager and we assumed that the prospect has a degree. Take the first example. If you are correct and the prospect is the restaurant manager, he feels complimented that you recognize that fact. If he is not the manager, he feels complimented that you recognize that he is capable of the position. Either way, you delivered a compliment directly to the prospect. Gender benders consider asking permission before paying direct compliments to someone of the opposite gender, e.g., may I pay you a compliment? That dress is definitely your color. This will enhance the sincerity of your question and preclude any question about your true intentions. 2. Indirect compliments. An indirect compliment is a compliment that you pay to the prospect while talking about something other than the prospect. This downplays the compliment, which, ironically, gives it more impact. Examples. As a recruiter for a fast-growing company, I'm always on the lookout for sharp people like you who know how to carry a conversation. How long have you worked here? Be someone with a great personality like yours is worth a lot of money to the right company. They must be paying you really well. Notice how these compliments are followed immediately with another statement or question. When you convey an indirect compliment, do not wait and pause until a sentence or two later. This enhances the sincerity of your compliment, making it more effective. 3. Associative compliments. An associative compliment is a compliment paid to something associated with the prospect rather than the prospect himself. Examples: A. I need a tie that color. Can I have yours? B. What a beautiful car. Would you like to trade? Associative compliments are the easiest type of compliment to deliver. They rarely cause the prospect to question your motives, and they make excellent conversation starters. These particular examples also incorporate a bit of humor. These may seem silly, but try them before you rule them out. Make it a habit. Note, the name of the principle is 100% chance of sunshine, not 80% or even 99%. Make a habit of being positive. That way, you will begin to attract prospects naturally. Attracting people is a lot easier than chasing them. Trust me, I've tried both. Next, learn how asking questions can pay huge dividends. But, before we go to the next chapter, take some time to absorb the 10 commandments of prospecting. The 10 commandments of prospecting. 1. Thou shalt prepare thyself through personal development. 2. Thou shalt not pressure the prospect. 3. Thou shalt keep the prospect's perspective as thine own. 4. Thou shalt ask questions and not make statements. 5. Thou shalt be pleasant, positive, and professional. 6. Thou shalt be relatable in all thine action. 7. Thou shalt realize that sowing comes before reaping and that reaping comes only in due season. 8. Thou shalt not commit information regurgitation. 9. Thou shalt trust in thine prospecting tools. 10. Thou shalt follow up with prospects and in timely manner. Please subscribe, like, and share.